we're starting a new path, we will get the X. Okay, so I'm just going to click over here. So see what I just did? I created an anchor point. Okay, Illustrator very much is based on anchor points and paths. I'm just going to, now if I want to do a straight line, I hold down Shift for a straight line, Shift for a straight line, Shift for a straight line. Now, when I'm coming to close a shape, you can see I get that circle. That means that this path is closed. Okay? All right, so I'm going to delete this. Let's look and see if I was to copy this. Okay, I could click, come down, holding down Shift for a straight line, click, click. I know that I'm closing my shape because I get the circle. All right, so this is a new path. Now, this is a closed shape, so I want to come in here and start to work. In order to get a curved line, you'll find sometimes if you're clicking, releasing, that you will not get curved lines. In order to get curved lines with the pen tool, I click, I hold down my mouse, I pull out a handle. Okay, the handle is going to give us the curve. I click, I pull out my mouse. The handles do not print. Okay, there I have that. I click here. Really, when we work with the pen tool too, we want to try to make as few points as possible. I click, I pull this down to here, I click. Okay, now I'm going to go back a step here, and what I found was this handle was out too far. Okay, so what I could do is this point convert anchor. I could click this. I could take this handle, pull this handle back a little bit, and then I come back to my pen tool. So I clicked this. Now the story is if I click, see how that wasn't connected to that? What I need to do is I need to reactivate this path. Okay, so whenever I'm going to reactivate my path, I'll get that backslash, that forward slash. I click, now this is active, but my handle's not here. So I could grab this, I could come into this point, I could pull out my handle a little bit more. And come in, hold on, let me do that again. Come in back with my pen. And I know when I'm closing this because I get the circle. Okay, so there we have it. Now, we could come back in with our direct select tool, our white arrow, and we could move these different points around. Oh, so that's a little crazy, but I could come in with that and start to move things. When I take my black arrow, the selection tool, it selects the whole object. Okay, so with our black arrow, we can move, the entire object over. Sometimes it's hard to grab it without the fill on. If I put the fill on it, I can move this over. Okay, and again, the difference here, I get my white arrow, I can click, and I can start moving, different points around. Okay, and I can see actually that this point right here, I didn't have my handle. I could even come right in, get this guy, and pull out my handle and try to make this work a little bit better. So this really is practice. I'm going to come in and do it again and getting the feeling X. I'm beginning this and just getting the feeling for where you're going to put these points to make this all work. But again, even if you just pull out a little bit of a handle, if you don't want that straight line, I definitely recommend that that's what you do. Practice makes perfect. And I'll leave it at that. Now, let's take a look if you were going to create with the pen tool. So whatever you pull your handles out is the direction that your shape is going to move in. Right? So I could make, a squiggly line, click, click, click. Okay, and I have that shape right there. Okay, that's a good exercise to create a shape like this. Now, another exercise to really practice with the pen tool would be to create a different shape. a shape that goes from these curves to a straight line. How do we do that? Well, we click, we pull out our handle, we click again. Now, in order for this to be curved, we need to pull out our handle. If I wanted to go to a straight line, I would actually need to delete this handle. So this is what I would do. I would come right back into my anchor point. I would click. That is now gone. I would hold down Shift. Now I've gone to a straight line. Now, if I want to go to a curved line, I'm going to need to pull out my handle again. So again, I'm going to come to this right here. I could also come down and hold down Option, and I can get this too. So I pull out my handle and I click again. Okay, to go back to another straight line, again, I'd come in, I delete that, hold down Shift for my straight line. If I want to pull out a handle, hold down Option. Now, I pull out my handles in the direction where the shape is moving. I click, I come in, I delete, I have my Shift. Okay, this is another good exercise of a type of line to create. Okay, let's look at another good line to practice with to really get the feel for working with this tool. I'm going to move this one up. And this one, we're going to look at, I'll show you, we're going to begin another path. We're going to click, click. Now let's say that I wanted to continue and repeat this type of shape. What I would need to do is I would need to change the direction of this handle because this handle comes this way. So what that means is my next path would come and move in this direction. But if I wanted it to come and move and create another hump, what I'd have to do is I'd have to once again come in and remove that first handle, hold down Option and pull out another handle. Then I could click, I could pull out my handle, come in, delete the handle, hold down Option, pull that up, click, come in, delete this handle, again, hold down Option. Okay, so we can get this sense of how things move with this. Okay. All right, now let's say that I created the shape, and then I want to work with this shape again, but if I come to my pencil, once again, in order to make this path active again, I need to come to my last point. Whenever I get that slash symbol, I've reactivated the path. Now, let me zoom in and show you this because I always know where this point is active, okay? Because see all of these anchor points right here, if we come a little bit closer, and it's kind of hard to see how that is a white circle? Versus when I come to my last point, zoom it all in, right, I can see that my last point is closed and red. Okay, let's take a look at another something here. Zoom it on in. Okay, File, New. Okay, and I'm going to place an object, so File, Place. And I have on my desktop a juicy pear, place. Now I'm going to make this embedded, okay? So that means that next time I come to work on this, it will actually be there. I could edit my artboard. That's free transform, sorry. Edit artboard. I could take my artboard and, actually make my artboard fit around this pear. Okay, so instead of changing the size of the pear, because this is really just an exercise, I can change the size of my artboard. All right, so there we have it. Now, what I want to do next is, I locked this guy, I think. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay. All right, what I'm going to do next is I embedded this guy. So let's see, can I move him? There we go. I can move him. I can move my artboard. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, whatever is off the edge will not print. That's just something to note. Now, let's say I come in now, I grab my pen tool and I want to follow around this guy. Okay, so there we come up to here. And what I'm going to do, and again, I know I'm starting a new path because I have the X. Again, I'm going to pull out my handles. Okay, click. Oh, I'm going to turn this fill off so I can see what I'm doing a little bit. I can come in, I can click. All right, now what I might want to do with this one right here, hold down my option, move my handle in this direction. So again, sometimes you're going to want to come back in and move your handles so they work a little bit better with what you're doing. Again, you can come back in with the option tool. I'm sorry, you can come back in with the white arrow and change it. So now I've just created this path, and I can sample my color by coming with the eyedropper and clicking. Okay, now I have my first shape of my pear. Okay, done with the pen tool. Again, the pen tool is difficult to get, but once you get it, it's easy. Now I could come back in, grab my pencil, I could zoom in a little bit, and I could get some of this shadow. So I could just come in and turn my fill off. Again, to get that curve, you need to hold down your mouse and pull out your handles. If not, it will have a jagged feel to it. Again, I close it, I have my circle. I'm going to get my eyedropper, sample. Now I can turn this on. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's see. All right, so what I want to do is this shape is now behind it. So this is an important thing, object arrange, and I can say bring to front. Let's see if that happened or not. All right, looks like, and this is what happens often. I took this shape, I put this shape on this layer. So I'm going to take it, I can drag it up here. Okay, now I can see that there. So much is too about having your layers organized. Okay, now I could keep going too. Let's do a couple more here. I could come in with my pen tool, zoom it on in, move it around, and I have this closed. I could get this shape right here, turn that off, get my eyedropper, click. Now again, this shape, did I do the same thing again? That wasn't too smart. This shape right here is right there. So I actually want it to be on this layer. Okay, so I just moved that. What I should really do is the layer that I have my image on, I should lock it, and then I won't be allowed to put anything there. Let me do one more. Turn these all off. Pay for my pen. Up. Now something this small too, I could also just work with my pen tool, my pencil tool. Okay, so I have these shapes right here. So what I could do is, even come in, let's say, oh, maybe this is a little bit different, the color. Who knows, right? But I could have all of these different shapes and these different nuances of things that are here. Let's turn this all on, see what it looks like. So what you can find is that the possibilities are endless. With the pen tool, coming in, working with this one, coming in, getting my shadow too, would definitely be something else that I would want to do. Let's actually take a look to your pencil tool. The way your pencil tool works is, you can take it. Sometimes I think the pencil tool works nicely, for if you were to come in and, create just a simple line. Okay, so let me just pull it over here. So the pencil tool, you click, you move. You actually have to define the size of the stroke. Okay, so there we have it. You can also change what the stroke looks like, right? So, there's a lot of possibilities with that too. Again, underlying everything in Illustrator though, the basis of Illustrator are paths end points.